What's up, internet? My name's Ory. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Today is Saturday, October 21st, day number 81 inside the Big Brother house. Nominations were yesterday, and just to give you guys like a little catch up to catch you up on where we are since the eviction. Cory was evicted unanimously by the not so invisible HOH Jag, who then got to compete in the next HOH competition despite being HOH. And real quick note on that, I saw a bunch of people talking about how like, oh, people saying like, why's Jag get to play? Like they must not have paid attention last week. They clearly said that he was going to be able to compete. That's not why we're saying why did he get to compete. Like, of course, we know they said he gets to compete last week. We're saying why because it was a dumb decision by production to allow someone to compete for two HOHs like this. He's the first person ever in 25 seasons to be HOH back to back like this. Like, this has never happened before. I think, and I may be wrong on this, I think there was one season where someone got a twist where they could compete for the next HOH, but if they lost that competition, they wouldn't be able to compete for two HOHs. I going off of strictly memory based on that, but I don't remember. It was one of the earlier seasons. If I had a guess, it was somewhere around BB 13, 12, somewhere around there. Maybe it was like Jeff or something. I don't know. I don't think it was Jeff because I know he got the coup d'etat, so I'm probably mixing that up somewhere. Maybe it was Jesse. Did Jesse get like a ability like that? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. But it's a first in Big Brother for Jag to have this much power in back-to-back weeks. And that is why we say, why did he get to compete? Every other time that any other iteration, whether it was BBUS, BB Canada, has done some kind of invisible HOH or some kind of weird twist where there like wasn't an HOH, like we had the chain of safety thing in BB Can a couple of times. The HOH didn't get to compete in the next one, even like because they were HOH, you don't get to compete in the next HOH competition. So it just is kind of one of the fundamental things of Big Brother that they changed this week. And that's why we say, why did he get to compete? It just, it's weird in that way. And no hate to Jag. Like, I like Jag. He's just playing the game that is being presented to him in front of him. And it would be rough, whoever was an HOH back-to-back weeks. If Cirie had back-to-back weeks of HOH, I'd be like, did we really need this? Because I don't like when the week just kind of repeats itself and we get the same thing over and over. I like change. I like power shifts. I like when the underdogs have more of a chance. And that is why we say why. Not like, why did he get to compete? Did they do this all of a sudden? No, like, keep up. If you're going to be in the conversation, keep up. Anyway, little Ory rant to kick us off there, I guess. What happened on the feeds yesterday? How were nominations going to go? Because when we talked yesterday's update, we talked about how Jag was kind of leaning towards America being one nominee, with either Felicia or Blue going up next to them as the other nominee, because Bowie was just freaking out too much and didn't want to put her up as a potential pawn. So what happened today? First off, Jag met with Felicia as one of his first, one-on-ones. And he told her how, listen, America's the target, but, we'll see how things go. Felicia kind of said, like, what about Bowie? And he's like, listen, I don't want to get more blood on my hands. It probably has to be somebody who's already gone on the block, which means you or Blue. So it's probably going to be something like that. And she really pushed how like she was down with, both Jag and Matt and Cirie for that kind of like Final Four thing that they're doing, which isn't really real. But they're playing it up that it is. And she also mentioned how, like, despite the fact that they both practice different religions, she feels like a real spiritual bond there between the two of them. And I guess all this worked because he did tell her, he's like, yeah, I'm probably not going to put you up the block. It's probably going to be blue. But what I'm going to need you to do is help smooth things over with her. Like, make sure, like, she knows she's not the target. But this immediately then is followed by a conversation with Bowie, where he tells her kind of the same thing. It's probably going to be blue and America going up on the block. He does tell her that Felicia kind of pitched her name and threw her name out there just to keep Bowie and Felicia apart more. But he tells her, I'd really like to get blue out this week. The only ones who actually know this, though, are you and Matt. I'm not telling anybody else. He immediately then tells Cirie. But let's talk about Cirie real quick. She is continuing just to be over it in there. Like, when she's alone, you can just see she's like, she takes the mask off and she's like, I'm done. I just want to leave. Get me out of here. But when she's in the group, she plays along. When she's having her one-on-ones, she is unbelievable. She's just so good at not pushing her agenda, right? Like, she's kind of doing the same thing she was doing earlier in the season, where she was just kind of being good with everybody, letting things happen. But earlier in the season, she had a lot more influence over the people who were in power. And she was able to kind of like push a little bit of her agenda here. And not even just by herself, she could push it to other people who could then use them to push her agendas. But now that it's kind of in the later game, she doesn't have as much control over where the game is going. She's just kind of letting it happen, but making sure she's good with everyone. Like, she is really, really doing a great job with Jag, to the point where he fully trusts Cirie. I think everyone in the house kind of really trusts Cirie. And while this week may be a little bit boring as far as like the actual gameplay of, who's being nominated, where and what, there is a little bit of an interesting subplot going on, and it's a bit of a chess match between Cirie and Jag. We'll talk more about it kind of later in the episode, but it's fun. It's fun between these two so far. But yeah, he actually ends up telling her that blue is who he would kind of want to leave this week. And again, she really has no control over being able to, like, oh, well, no, I don't think we should do that, because she doesn't want to paint any big target on her and get him to be all of a sudden, well, maybe I should just get rid of Cirie. She just wants to be good with Jag because he has the power. It's like, I'll do whatever you want. Like, it sounds good to me. It ain't me. Cool. Right. And that's a legitimate strategy that she's using right now. But there's more to this as well, because Jag ends up meeting with America, who kind of, she promises a lot, right? And she told him that, like, other people were coming for him, right? Like, she's not the only one. Like, he could be looking for other places. And this is a thing. They all kind of know a double is coming. It's not that they were told. It's more like, just like how we kind of figured out, like, before they announced the double on Thursday, we were like, there has to be something coming, whether it's a double or like an instant eviction or something weird has to be happening here soon. Or the weeks just don't line up, right? The math ain't mathin'. They've done that as well. So she kind of promised you, she's like, look, in the upcoming double, like, I'm not going to put you up as the initial nominee. I'm not going to put you up as renom. Like, if I win the veto, I'll use it on you. I'll be your advocate. Like, I'll be pushing for you for the vote. Like, I got you, right? Like, just don't put me up, please. And it doesn't really work, because he's like, listen, it would just be too sketchy if I didn't put you up, but you don't have to be my target, right? Like, I can try and throw the veto to you. I can try and make sure you have the votes. Like, we can make sure there's a good chance you stay. So he's telling America that, like, I want to try and save you, to try and pull her back And again, this kind of leads into more of that chess match that we have going on. And we'll get to that in just a bit. Because he then actually went and told Blue, hey, it's going to be you in America going up, but I need you in there to play for the veto. Because if you're not in there for the veto, she's going to win. And then we're really screwed. And she's like, okay, kind of takes it way better than I thought she would. And oh, brother, like, Blue, get your head in this. Like, come on. And let's kind of talk about this chess match I've been alluding to a little bit here. You got Cirie and you've got Jag. And basically what's happening in here is they're competing for Blue and America's kind of allegiance. Blue very much does kind of trust Jag and Matt, but she also does trust Cirie. I would say, though, Jag is kind of leading in this battle because Blue just does seem to trust them so much because she likes them as people and she's friends with them. And she's a little bit blinded by that aspect. But again, she also does trust Cirie, like even proving to the point yesterday, she told Cirie, like, hey, I'm not actually just a TikTok influencer. That's not really my job. I'm a brand strategist. I work for like top brands, like trying to figure out like what their strategy should be moving forward. And Cirie had a great line. She's like, okay, we'll figure out us out a strategy here moving forward to get us to the end of the game. And she's like, that's what I was trying to do. That's why I wanted Cory out. But it seems like she's not really thinking strategically when she trusts Matt and Jag as much as she seems to trust Matt and Jag. But also, again, Cirie ends up saying it to their face too. And it's just because they're in power. Like, that's kind of the other aspect of it is Matt and Jag have just had a lot of power recently. So what are you really going to do against them, right? Like, you might want to make a move against them, but you can't because they have too much power in these competitions. They're winning the HOHs. They're controlling who wins the HOHs, like with Bowie. Really, if you almost want to think about it, Jag has been HOH 3 weeks in a row. Like, if we really want to think about this. So it's really been hard to make a move against them, even if you wanted to. But it does seem like Jag is winning in the Blue side of this little chess match. Cirie, though, I think is winning with the America side for now. Because here's the big thing. Like, Cirie's trying to get their trust, right, just with her social skills. Jag is working at the disadvantage where he has to put both of them up on the block, which, by the way, he did put both of them up on the block. We didn't even really actually officially mention that. Yes, he did nominate them both to be on the block this week. But he has to do that while also trying to make whoever ends up staying be loyal to him. So he's trying to be like, saving America, right? Where it's like, I'll get you the veto, like, I'll get you the votes, like, we don't want you to go. So, like, if you stay, like, I made sure you stayed and try to bring her along. Meanwhile, you also have America kind of getting close to Cirie and Felicia, even though Cory had told her, like, not to be so close. Kind of a funny little thing was with that whole story, America was kind of filling in Cirie and Felicia on Cory's plan to try and flip Bowie with telling her things about, Matt and Jag and how they were, working with Cory in America and they flipped on them, and they were working with Cameron and they flipped on them, and how he thinks they're working with Bowie, but they're really working with Cirie and they're going to flip on her. And it worked to a point. Like, it did get Bowie like emotional about like, are you guys actually working with me or not? But Cirie kind of messed it up when her and Bowie talked, and or not Cirie, Felicia. And Felicia's like, oh no, I did, didn't I? And Cirie's like, that might have flipped her. And America's like, it probably wouldn't have gotten her vote, but this week, it would have worked for this week. So that was kind of fun as well. But I think Cirie is leading on the America front of this little chess match that she has going on with Jag. So that's kind of the subplot of this week, because obviously Cirie has Felicia locked up. Jag has Matt locked up. Bowie is really right now locked up with Matt and Jag. If Cirie could figure out a way to get Bowie to pull her back away, or even somehow get rid of Bowie this week, she would do that. And then you've got Blue and America, who are kind of the ones in the middle right now who could kind of go either way, because Blue has allegiances with Cirie, but she also has a lot of allegiances with Matt and Jag. And then you also have America kind of in that same spot as well, where Matt and Jag just kind of burned her last week, but she also doesn't trust Cirie as much. So it's almost like they're almost like the inverse of each other, right? You've got America, who doesn't really trust either that much, and Blue, who trusts both too much. So it's kind of like the inverse of each other in the middle there. Kind of an interesting little dynamic. But I don't even know who I would want to win veto, which will be today on the live feeds. I America, Blue, Cirie, Felicia. Felicia. And Felicia would pull down America or America, because America, you could be more likely would vote with you than Blue might vote with Matt and Bowie. Well, it wouldn't be Bowie, because Bowie would end up being on the block. And then you could get Bowie out. Because if Jag can't vote, Matt would be voting for Blue to potentially go. I don't think he'd put Cirie up. I don't think Jag would put Cirie up. That's the big condition. Is if Felicia wins veto, pulls down America or Blue, Jag would probably put up Bowie, because I don't think he would put Cirie up. And then you could get Bowie out. Maybe that's the play. I don't know. I don't see it happening, but that's what I'm rooting for right now. But let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. What do you think of these nomination plans? What do you think of everything that's going on inside the House right now? Who would you like to see win veto? Who would you like to see go up as a potential replacement nom if there needs to be one? Who do you think will be leaving on Thursday if the nomination stayed the same? Would it be America or would it be Blue? Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Check out the links to all my socials in the description down below. Pinned comment. You can check out things like Twitter, X, whatever they call it now. I don't know. The Discord, which is a lot of fun, where we get to chat about all kinds of things going on. Big Brother live feeds, other reality shows, sports. You can post pictures of your pets in there. This is a great place to kind of just hang out and chat. We also have Kick and Twitch, which I haven't been on in a while. I know I keep saying I should get back on there, and I will. But tons of things you can check out in the description down below, ways to support the channel, all that kind of stuff down there as well. Thank you guys all so much for the support that you do give on the channel. Even just those likes and comments, all of that is a big help. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you once again for watching, and I will see you next time.